Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I'm gonna present you about decision making and information system by Miss Damayanti MCom. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Syafiq Nasrullah. I'm from informatics. My NPM is 2231 2140. So let's begin to the next slide. Decision making and information system. Decision making in companies is often associated with top management. Today, employees at the operational level are also responsible for individual decisions since information system makes information available at all companies level. So decisions are made at all levels of the company. Although some of these decisions are common, routine, or maybe frequently, the value of improving any single decision may be small, but improving hundreds of or even thousands of small decisions can add value to the business. Not all situations that require decision are the same. While some decisions result in action that significantly impact the organization and its future, others are much less important and play a relatively minor role. A decision's impact is its creations that can differentiate between decision situation and degree of all decision structuring. Many situations are very structured with well-defined entrance and exit. Next slide. For example, it is relatively easy to determine the amount of employee pay if we have the appropriate input data. For example, the number of hours worked of their hourly wage rate and other rules of relevant decisions. For example, if hours worked during week are more than 40, then overtime must be calculated, and so on. In this type of situation, it is relatively easy to develop information system that can be used to help or even automate the decisions. Contrast, some decision situations are very complex and unstructured when no specific decision rules can be easily identified. As an example, consider the following task: design a new vehicle that is a convertible with retractable hardtop, has a high safety rating, and it's aesthetically pleasing to a reasonably broad audience. No provided solutions to his task finalizing a design will involve many compromise and require considerably knowledge and expertise. Next, there are a variation type of decisions, but they divided by decision levels, characteristic of decisions, and example of decisions. By decision levels, they are separated by three type of decisions level. First one is top management, the second one is intermediate management, and the last one is operational management. At the top management, they have characteristic of decision. They have unstructured. That means they don't have any particular structure. An example of decision by the top management is decided whether or not to come into the market, approve the budget, allocate the capital, decide on long-term goals. It means top management makes some decision can actually makes a big impact to the company. The second one is intermediate management. They have a semi-structured decisions. It means maybe they have structure at a time, maybe unstructured at the different time, and have the example decision like designing a market plan, develop the departmental budget, design a website for the company. They have slightly different with the top management. Sometimes they made a actual impact, or sometimes they not really make the actual impacts. And the last one is operational manager. They have characteristic of decisions is structure. So that means the operational management had always a structure characteristic of decisions. The example of that structure is determine the overtime hours, determine the rules for stock replacement, grant credit to customer, over special offer to customer. Now, example by the example of operational management decisions that not could not be really have a bigger impact than any decision level like top management and intermediate management. Next one, as we speak, type of decision according to managerial level. Generally speaking, structured decisions are more common at lower level of organizations, while unstructured problems are more common at higher business level. The more structured decision, the easier is to automate. If it's possible to derive an algorithm that can be used to make an efficient decision, and the input data to algorithm can be obtained at a reasonable cost, it generally makes sense to automate the decisions. Type of decision according to management level. Davenport and Harris proposed a framework for the categories of application use for decision automations. Most the system they describe include some expert system, often combined with DSS or AIS aspects. They categorize, provide, include solution configuration, optimization of performance, routing or segmentation of decisions, business regulatory compliance, fraud detections, dynamic forecasting, and operational control. Many business decisions not very structured and therefore cannot or should not be fully automated. Next one, we have a particular type of decision support system, geographic information system. By this data, we can get the geographic information system or GIS help decisions make visualized issue requiring knowledge about people, geographic distribution, or other resources. GIS software link the location data of point, line, and areas on the map. Some GIS have modeling capability to modify data and stimulate the impact of these modifications. For example, GIS could help the government calculate response time to natural disaster and other emergencies, or help banks identify the best replacement for installing new branches or ATM of tickets. Geographic or geospatial information refer not only to the things that exist or are being planted on specific location on the Earth's surface, but also to even such a terrific congestions, flooding, and other events such as open air festival. Its scope and granularly characterizing this information, like locations, extent, and coverage, are essential aspect of geography informations. Granularity, example of geometric information, can be concise or fuzzy depending on the applications. Next one is a particular type of decision support system, geographic information system. GIS used to capture, store, analyze, and visualize data that describe part of Earth's surface. Technical and administrative entities and the result of geoscience, economic, and ecological applications. With GIS, we have a decision support system that integrates spatial data into problem-solving environment. Other definition of GIS exists depending on the point of view of applications. A GIS can be considered as one, a collection of spatial data with storage and retrieval functions, a collection of algorithmic and functional tools. Number two is set of hardware and software components necessary for processing geospatial data. Three, particular type of information technology. Four, gold mine for answer to geospatial question. And number five, or the last one, is model of spatial relation and spatial recognitions. Next one. Particular type of decision support system in GIS. Typically, a GIS provides a function for storage and retrieval and triangulations and visualizations, transformation, geometric, and thematic analysis of information. In it, geographically, geospatial information is obvious, as seen on mobile devices such as cell phones, maps, satellite image, positioning and routing service, and even 3D simulation, gaining popularity from increasing essential segment of the consumer. Technological advance in recent year have transformed classical GIS into new form of geospatial analysis tools, namely web and service oriented approach have led to a client server architecture. Mobile technology had made GIS being conscious in smartphone, tablets, and laptops, opening a new up market. And that's it. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening to me. Uh, Goodbye.